think summer's all over, but could a mini heat wave be on the horizon? Find out if the pups have been a bit premature in a few minutes.
Like that to happen, Becky, would you?
No, but it makes my family life and my house look quite normal for once. There's no crocodiles, so we're fine.
Now, we saw early in the programme, didn't we, the seals losing their summer coats. They've decided that summer is over and they don't need them anymore. They're getting their winter coats on.
I think a lot of people are doing that. Even when the seals start complaining about the weather, as a weather presenter, you know you're in trouble. But I hope they can change costumes fairly quickly because actually, yes, this is too late for an April Fool's. There is a possibility that things are actually going to get hotter. Let me show you what's happening. Now, bear in mind that we're still, meteorologically speaking, quite some time away because what we're talking about is an event that happens next weekend. But look what happens over the next few days. We've got the oranges over us at the moment, which shows temperatures fairly average. But as we move towards the middle of the week, we are expecting a little bit of the heat that sits across Europe at the moment to start dragging itself in from the south. So that means that there's a very good chance, we're not nailing it on quite yet, but there's a very good chance that as we move towards the end of next week, the temperatures are going to be starting to rise. Let me show you what I think. Now, this really is just an excuse to show you some lovely high figures because really we haven't had a lot of that recently. Can you believe it? The last time that we saw temperatures of 32 degrees, which is our warmest temperature that we've seen so far this year, which feels a bit pitiful, doesn't it, was on the 25th of June in Lincolnshire. By the end of next week, we might even be matching it. Yes, that's right. Next Friday or Saturday, we could be seeing temperatures that rise to around or even surpass our warmest day of the year so far. So still, it is going to be one in the mix, let's say, one to watch, but definitely confidence is increasing all the time. Let's have a look at the weekend forecast. So just to manage expectations, we are not going to be having a heat wave this weekend. It has been lovely and warm, hasn't it, for the last couple of days. This weekend, though, it's back to the same old, I'm afraid. Not quite as warm. Sunny spells, showery rain, you know the drill, and quite windy at times as well. The potential maybe for things escalating to a low-level weather warning for those showers through tomorrow across the northwest. Let's have a look at the detail. So looking ahead to this evening and overnight, we're definitely expecting it to be a fairly quiet night across the central and eastern parts of the UK, but out across the west is a swirling weather system that brings strengthening winds and fairly heavy rain. And that's going to continue to move in eastwards across the UK as we look ahead to the second half of the night. Temperatures perhaps a degree or so down on what we saw last night. Now looking ahead to tomorrow, it's a day of two halves, as you can see. Across the eastern parts, we're looking at a lovely start to the day, but all the time this system is oozing its way in from the west, giving some fairly substantial rain at first, but then it really just breaks down into a mixture of sunny spells and fairly heavy, beefy showers into the afternoon. Temperatures at best rising to around 23 Celsius there in the southeast in lovely Norwich. And 23 is, of course, 73 in Old Money. Looking ahead then briefly to Sunday, and we are expecting that to be a very similar sort of story, an unsettled mixture of sunny spells and showers. I think probably, generally speaking, it's going to be a drier, brighter sort of day, and certainly the wind will be dropping down as well, quite noticeable tomorrow. Temperatures again around 23 degrees. Too bad. So really the most exciting thing that's going to be happening this weekend is going to be the fact that the Perseid meteor shower, which everyone's been talking about, is really going to peak over the weekend, best in the east, after 11 o'clock at night. And I think we're going to have a good chance of seeing them. Exciting.
Oh, I'll look skyward. All right, Becky, thanks.